It should happen today. I thought it might happen yesterday afternoon, but investigators will conduct an autopsy on the remains believed to be those of 22-year-old Gabby Petito. Meantime, the search continues for Petito's missing fiance, or is he just hiding, Brian Laundrie, who is wanted for questioning in her death. So now, listen to this. A new 911 call has been released, made by a witness during the couple's trip last month out west. This is somebody who saw them in the white van, and they had gotten out of the van and were walking on a sidewalk. This 911 caller says it was him hitting her.
We drove by and the gentleman was slapping the girl.
He was slapping her?
Yes, and then we stopped. They ran up and down the sidewalk. He proceeded to hit her, hopped in the car, and they drove off.
Yeah, so investigators still have not said how Gabby died. That's why they're doing the autopsy today. This Brian Laundrie guy is a person of interest in her death. You know that. So yesterday, police and the FBI searched his parents' home. That's in Northport, Florida, declaring it a crime scene. So Laundrie's family says they have not seen him in 1 week, days before the body was discovered of Gabby out in Wyoming, where Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito went on this long road trip from the East Coast all the way out to the national parks. I think they eventually wanted to get all the way out to Oregon, but only made it to Utah and Wyoming. So investigators initially thought that Brian Laundrie might be hiding in a massive nature preserve down there in Florida. But police say they have done that search, they've completed it, and they've exhausted all avenues as far as that reserve. So let's bring our attorney Heather Hansen here for the legal side of this thing, and then also Burlington City Police Chief John Fine is going to talk about the social media issues and how it's playing a part in so many investigations now across our country. Well, Heather, let's go back to that 911 call we just got. Boy, what a contradiction to the police body camera that we saw the other day, when it looked like Gabby was kind of taking responsibility for the couple's fighting.
Yeah, Mike, we see this all the time in domestic violence cases where the woman says, oh, no, it was me. I was hitting him. I'm the one that's the problem. And they have been groomed and trained oftentimes by their abusive partners to say that. So that wouldn't be abnormal if, in fact, what the 911 caller said was true. And why would they lie?
Yeah, he was apparently slapping her.
Right. Right, that's exactly right. And you know, when the police officers arrived on the scene, he had scratches, she did not. You know, these types of things are normal, unfortunately, in these situations. But now, in retrospect, clearly this was a bigger problem.
I guess the natural reaction, I'm certainly doing this, and I got to be careful, but it just seems, well, he did it. He killed her. And now he's either hiding or he's killed himself or whatever down in Florida. But we can't go there?
Well, no, you can't go there, and that's the thing. You know, everyone is entitled to a presumption of innocence, even people who seem very, very guilty, as he certainly does. He has not done himself any favors by taking off. His parents haven't done themselves any favors by being a little bit obstructive here. So, you know, it's really easy for us all to assume that this was him, but I think that we need to wait and see.
There was an article on Camera 16. I've opened up the New York Post because a lot of new pictures and stuff. But one of the headlines is that the parents may be off the hook.
Well, you know, I think that that's going to be interesting and remains to be seen. The FBI, as we know, searched their house yesterday. There are laws that make it illegal to be what's called an accessory after the fact, to help someone after they've committed a crime.
Okay.
Now, if you're related to the person, sometimes there's a little loophole there, but I don't think that loophole would apply in this situation.
Okay. Chief Fine, let's put up another headline here. We got this one from the Daily Mail, but I see it headlines in almost every newspaper around America, too. The role of social media in all these murder or kidnapping investigations, especially young people, you know, who are on social media a lot, are getting involved in these cases. Can we put the headline up as we talk about this, John? It seems like a double-edged sword, though. It seems to me like maybe these bloggers and social media people are getting involved in investigations, but it can be a double-edged sword.
Yeah, I think the first part of it is trying to get the word out, to try to get more information, to try to find witnesses. So that's definitely a big benefit. A lot of young people trying to put on social media. You have the Facebook, the Snapchat, the Twitter. So they're all very beneficial to get the word out, especially if you're missing a person. Unfortunately, you want to try to make sure that that direction is coming from one source, and right now it seems to be the FBI. when people try to take action and try to take the case in their own hands, there's so many moving parts behind the scene that's not public, that people are not aware of. So, please, rely on the FBI, rely on, the information that's coming out of them, and just share the information. Try not to act on it or go search for yourself or open up a case yourself.
Yeah.
There's too many moving parts behind the scenes.
Young lady named Miranda Baker and her boyfriend are driving through Wyoming, and they picked up a hitchhiker. The hitchhiker turned out to be Brian Laundrie. This is what she had to say about the interaction.
Hi, my name is Miranda Baker, and on August 29th, my boyfriend and I picked up Brian at Grand Teton National Park at 5:30 at night at Coulter Bay. I'm hoping this can help someone identify him because I saw him from TikTok, which then made me call the authorities, and my boyfriend and I have been in contact with a bunch of different people to help. This is a view of the whole journey with Brian. So
okay, now this is the second time she posted about this. She said this is the last time I'm going to post about the thing, but she showed the map where they found him and they dropped him off at a dam there near Jackson Hole. But for some reason, he didn't want to make it all the way to Jackson Hole, and he jumped out of their car. But I think that kind of spurred all these other social media people to go and actually look for Gabby's body, and a travel blogger, I think, found her. Chief.
Yeah, again, I'm not aware of that. I know that there was a article that went out saying they found a body beforehand, which was completely not true. And then, again, the FBI is trying to play rumor control. There's a lot of resources that the federal government and the local authorities are using for this case. Again, I don't want, let the professionals do what they have to do. Try not to do the actions yourself because, again, there's so many moving parts behind. It seems like the FBI and Gabby's family seem to be working pretty cohesively. Again, this is from the outside looking in. I would urge everybody to just follow what the FBI is doing, support their cause by sharing what they're putting out, and try not to, put your own information out or try to, there's a lot of people that are also seeking attention. Remember, if you have blogs, the more views you get, that potentially could be a monetary gain for that person. So we are starting to see, just looking around the internet, I'm starting to see some people definitely putting a lot of blogs out to possibly do like a monetary gain for themselves.
Yeah, I can see where maybe they could help with searches and stuff like that, but you're right. You got to take it with a major grain of salt, what they're saying, because they just want to get the hits and become famous. What we had on the screen while you were talking, I should explain. Gabby, her Instagram account is still up this morning. And Brian Laundrie's Instagram account is still up. There's his. He's just getting smashed. Where's Gabby? Did you kill her? Where'd you leave her body? That kind of stuff. It just goes on and on. I think he's getting up to like 300,000 followers when he only had a few thousand before all this. And her account is still active. She's closing on 1 million followers. So a ton of people following the case. Thank you more. Thank you. We'll probably have you back because it's going to change day by day. Thank you, Heather.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Chief.
Thanks, guys.
All right, we'll be right back.
Thanks for having me. Take care.